this. So this week we are okay being we in the first week of April, so we are reading from Matthew chapter 16 to 17, and then Mark 9 and Luke 9. So this is where actually this is where we started from this week, actually from the 1st of April. Yes, so this is where we are. It's quite fun and enjoying. When I start up my day with a prayer, and then I read my scriptures, come follow me, because I really have to read this every day as an individual and even as a family, because the gospel is when the gospel starts within our homes, it's always interesting. Life is never the same. So this is a home-centered gospel. We learn from our homes, and then we share with one another. We uplift one another, and hey, we as a family, we find it like so helpful and inspiring when we uplift each other spiritually and terror. So when I'm done with all that, yes, guess what happens next? Exercising. Yes, exercising. I think now you might be asking yourself, how do I exercise? Of course, I have my own way of exercising within the homes. There's some kind of exercises I do, and most times my husband helps me out because he's very good at aerobics. So if I'm lucky enough that day, he can help me, because most times he laughs at me when I'm doing them. So I must there are those days when he comes up and gives me, I do a bit of, aerobics, it can be like, one day I'll show you, one of these days I'll show you how I exercise within my sitting room. It's very fun. That's why that's why I'm always fit, I look good. Yes, I really look good with my appearance, with everything, even this side, because I really have to keep, and the other thing, I have to keep fit, mentally, physically, so that it becomes so easy for me to manage the activities I do in the course of the day. Yes, you might be wondering, in data couple, yes, for my daughter, currently she's staying with my parents. By the time I dropped her, things were not as well as they are now, so I can't move around to get her. But what I know, she's very, very, very safe with my parents. She's giving them those good moments, those times, the queen of the house. So she's very safe, and I know that she's enjoying. Okay, so I'm not worried at all about my daughter, because actually we are not worried, because we know she's in the right place at the right time with all the people that gives her the time. Okay, so with that, after waking up, praying, reading my scriptures, my come follow me, program, as an individual, cause the discussion, the family learning, we do it always in the evening before we rest to bed, sometimes in the morning, but most times we do it in the evening. So the other thing is, after everything, so I try to do the housework, which of course in the morning, breakfast is always, I do the breakfast, we have it, I make sure that like house is super organized, because what I discovered is the environment you stay in, tells a lot with, impacts a lot what you do. So I discovered that for me to be more productive, actually I have to live in an environment which is super organized. I make sure everything is in corner. Okay, if it's a pen, I kind of like get so distracted when I see a pen on the floor, when there is my vessel where I put them. So please, I try as much as I can to put things the way they are, of late because I have all the time. Okay, no rushing, no doing what. So I make sure that everything is being put at the right way. Yes, I'd actually, in one of my videos, I'll show you how best I have learned to organize my home, which helps my mind be more organized. Okay, so after doing, my arrangements, everything, now I take my shower, I relax, I take my, when I prepare my breakfast, I first prepare my breakfast, put it there, then I do everything, then after taking my shower, of course, I do my makeup. Ladies, we have to look good all the time. Please, when you're at home, try as much as you can to look good. You don't just have to wait when you have to go to work, then you start looking. No, please look good always. So I think that's something new on my menu, that I have to look good all the time. Ladies, this is our time, so we have to look good. Okay, look good, look spicy all the time, and you let me know the results of that. So do my makeup, sit down, I eat my breakfast. After eating my breakfast, I relax for 30 minutes, be there, just relax up my mind. Okay, and after that, now I have 3 good hours. Actually all is supposed to be done before 9, because exactly at 9 I start my creative art. Do you want to see what I do, what I'm currently doing? I do my artwork. So this is a necktie for a 12-year-old boy. This is my necktie. I do this, okay, this is what I do. I just want to show you how innovative I'm trying to be. This is a Wakanda color mixture. The other thing is I'm trying to come up with a scripture bag. Like the one I showed you, it's a material bag, but this is a scripture bag. It's a Kenyan flag. It will come out in this shape. So currently I'm doing the beaded one, so I'm almost getting done with this. So this is before I'm joining them, this is going to be a Kenyan flag. This is going to be scripture bag in a Kenyan flag. And the costers, all this, the ties, all this. So I have 3 hours to try and do any of this according to what I plan to do. Like I said, okay, today I'll be focusing on making the ties, the neckties. Okay, as you can see, all the costers, all the scripture bags, all the jewelry, all the headbands. You see this, I use my hands to make this. Okay, it's one of those things I make. So and from 9, 10, 11, 12, then I'm just doing my beadwork, okay, on my handcraft work. So after that, the next thing I have to prepare, then I have like 1.5 hours to prepare lunch. So I make sure I prepare lunch according to actually the main, according to the full timetable we have, I made. So I make that. So I give it all the time. I love cooking, and one day, I'm promising you one day to show you how I exercise, how I arrange my sitting room. And now the third one is how much time do I give food. I'm not a fan of eating, but hey, I love being in the kitchen. I will show you one day what I do. I'm a very, very good cook, by the way, if I give it time. If I cook with all my heart, then I always give out the best dishes, okay? And then of course after that probably around 1:30 to I have my lunch with everything ready, so I enjoy it. I try as much as I can to be occupied the whole day to make a good use of this quarantine period of time, because I have this time and I might be hard to have it again in the long run. So after that, after eating, I relax, I sit down, I watch a movie, 1 hour, I watch a movie, all music. I love movies. Okay, I love watching movies so much. I watch a movie, all music as I relax. So at around 3, yes, there is something I have been missing. Most times I've been working, I've been moving, most times I've been moving with some books, novels to read at work, but hey, I couldn't have time to read them at work. Because as a video editor, as a broadcaster, you really have little time for yourself. Most times you have to be thinking, you have to be creative. It's a hands-on job. But I've been able to read some of my amazing novels. I love stories. Yes, a few people know how much I love stories. And this is my second week at home. Yes, this is my second week at home. But you can't believe how many books I've been able to, how many storybooks I've read. Okay, I've read storybooks, 3 storybooks. No, actually there are 4 storybooks, 1 novel, and a book. And I'm currently on with the book How to Succeed at Being Yourself by Joyce Meyer. So this is the 4th time that I'm reading this book. I can't get enough of this book. I just love it. These are the storybooks I have read actually in a period of 2. This is my second week. Actually, it will be 2 weeks. Actually, I'm making 2 weeks on tomorrow. Actually, no. Today I'm marking 2 weeks at home. So time is quite flying. So these are some of the books that I've read with all my fixed schedule of the things that I have to do. I've read this Ways of an Ant by Francis Yao Ansah. It's a Ghanaian writer, author. I really love this book. It's a storybook that I love. I love stories, so it might look small, but I just love the content in it. I just love this book, so I'm done with this. Secondly, Ants and the Man. I love this book, on different art, I had tried to read this book so many times, but small as it is, I couldn't finish it because I was always interrupted by something. So I'm done with this book. Yes, they might look small in volume, but trust me, I'm so grateful that I have a lot of storybooks, I have a lot of novels, I have a lot of books, but this is the time that I'm really getting time to read them. The Scapegoat. I just love this story. Yes, actually, I'm not, many people say I'm a feminist, but yes, I love this. The reason as why I love these stories, they are true African stories, and I wouldn't be the kind of person caught up in a single-sided story. So I love reading from all angles. So this is the book that I enjoyed reading, and yes, I don't know. These are my books. I just love the story. So it's a story of its own. So I just love it, and The Ancestral Sacrifice is another story that I've been able to read. So I've been able to read these 4 storybooks, and I'm done with them. Actually, please don't misquote me. These are not the books that I promised to share with you. you know. I love reading these books. I love these stories. So I have read these stories only in the time that I've been home, and they're so interesting. I love laughing. I love being emotional when I'm reading stories because I'm a storyteller. And I have read this novel. I think I've shared this novel with 2 people only. I just love this book. It's The Princess and the Goblin. So I've read this novel. Actually, I read it in 2 days, and I finished it. I was supposed to read it in 1 day, but time couldn't allow. So it's one of my best novels, and The Princess and the Goblin. Yes, I'm done with this. So 4 storybooks, 1 novel. It took me also 2 days to read this. Please don't mind about my cover. The Miracle of Forgiveness by Spencer W. Kimball. So I read this, and yeah, in 2 days I read it. I found it in my book collection. I think it belongs to my husband, so I really wanted to know more about the Miracle of Forgiveness because I've heard people talking about it, so I had never had a chance of reading it. So it was so interesting to know the literature in here. It's very good for, it's really something that you need to know about, why forgiving is very, very important. So please, I've read so far 1 book, 4 storybooks and 1 novel. And guess what I am today? I'm starting a new book today. Yes, I'll be starting a new book today. Today is a Thursday. Okay, so today I'll be reading this book. I told you I've read this book 4 times, and this is going to be the 5th time I'm reading this. I started reading this book some time ago, and I've kept it. How to Succeed at Being Yourself, Joyce Meyer. So we have to read good books about it. So How to Succeed at Being Yourself, Finding the Confidence to Fulfill Your Destiny. So I really, every time I read it, I find something interesting. So please, this is another book that I promise that in 2 days I'll be done with this because I love reading a lot and I love writing. Okay, so that's how I spend my after lunch, reading books, having fun, gaining some knowledge, learning new words, learning new expressions and all that. So I just love doing that. So I think after getting done with probably by 5 now, I kind of put things together, try to make sure that everything's in place. I exercise a bit because my body has been down, my mind has been working the whole day. So I exercise, I relax. So by 7 I start making dinner. Why? Because I love I love eating fresh food. I don't want to keep food for a long time, make it and then keep it and then warm it. I used to do it, but when I'm working, but currently I want to make sure that I serve the food immediately. I get done with cooking it, so I cook it, I make dinner as I'm preparing everything. After I take my shower, then I relax, I eat my food. Okay. After eating my food, after having my dinner at around 8, I have to make sure that as soon as I'm getting done with eating, I don't eat it again. The only thing I can have is a glass of juice, and then I rest peacefully. So after doing that, make sure everything's okay. Everyone is done with dinner. Then I do the dishes. Then at around time, I sit down. I type 2 to 3 pages of my book I'm writing. I'm almost getting done with. Actually, I'm done with one, so it's in the process. So I'm done with one course within the first week. Actually, I was able to finalize everything about my first project, my first book. It's then secondly, my other book. So I make sure, you know, that I contribute it every day before I got me. That's the last thing. So I give it time, 1 hour, then brought by 11. Most times, sometimes at 10, most times, but at 11, when I'm done with everything, I go to bed, I rest. But remember something I didn't mention, that in the course of the day I have time for my studies. I went back to school, so I'm studying. I have, you know, assignments to attend to. So most of the times, there are those days when it depends on how I've programmed my day. After my breakfast, I have 2 hours. I have an hour but most times I love doing it when I'm going to bed. You know, when I have nothing to disturb me, when everyone is resting. So after contributing, after typing a few pages of my book, then the other thing is I give time to my assignments when everyone is asleep, when I'm the only man standing, so I pay attention to my studies, I concentrate, and then have something out of it. So that's how I'm really spending my day. I hope I hope this can be very helpful. It can help you to adjust a few things. I know life is too busy, so instead of using this time to complain about the government, is not doing this, is not doing this, please just take advantage of the situation, do something out of it. Parents who are at home, use this time to teach your children a few things. Teach them about God, how to read scriptures, how to pray. Because I've seen most parents, dipping their children into books. You have to read books so that you go back, this and this. But hey, it's very good. Just have a timetable for your child. Teach them these things. Teach them about God, reading scriptures, praying. Teach them how to cook. Please have time with them, play around, have some nice games to play with them. Give them time, and then of course have time for them. Have time for them in the best way that you can. Have time for them to revise their books. But hey, let's make a good use of this time. I'm enjoying this period of time. I'm not complaining, because I have always wanted to have that moment with myself, but I couldn't get it, and here I am today. I have 24 hours with myself, with my family, so I'm making a good use of this moment, and I hope you do the same thing. So please, thank you so much. I hope that you keep safe, you stay home for those